Stained glass windows. So beyond religious symbolism, stained glass windows, commonly linked to religious buildings, are also found in non-religious structures, suggesting a broader purpose beyond biblical storytelling. Light as electromagnetic energy. Stained glass windows filter sunlight, potentially altering the frequency and vibration of light entering a space, which could impact the energetic environment. So an example of this technology being used today, this is a product of mine called the Prana bottle. So it looks black, but it's actually a violet glass bottle, and the way that it works is that you fill this bottle up with water or whatever liquid that you want, you put it out in the sun, and then as the sunlight hits the bottle itself, due to its unique patented mineral composition that creates the violet look to it, it filters the light in that it absorbs infrared, violet and UVA spectrum of sunlight, and then it refracts blue, green and other vibrations of the light spectrum. So when you have a plant that grows in sunlight, all the complete spectrum of sunlight, aids it in its growth. But then over time, overexposure to certain frequencies of that light spectrum, then it goes in through the cycle, then causes molecular decay, and then the plant begins to rot and die. Whereas some of those vibrations of the light spectrum, when isolated and concentrated through a technology, can be very healing and energizing, and can reinvigorate and restructure water that's inside of this. And also my products are also encased in it, so you could put them out in the sun and it will charge the product up. And to build off that, we are water. We're 70% water. The body is 70% water. So think about what that light's doing as it's coming through and being augmented and manipulated by the stained glass windows, the colors that are interacting with you. Think what that's doing to the water in your body. The sacred geometry. Many stained glass window designs incorporate sacred geometry, believed to resonate with cosmic and natural harmonics, potentially aligning the building with cosmic forces or the Earth's energy grid. The geometric shapes in stained glass windows might help generate or maintain specific frequencies within the building, creating a resonant environment supportive of spiritual or healing experiences. Certain colors influence consciousness and well-being, echoing principles of chromotherapy. So chromotherapy is a method of healing within alternative healing techniques. Specific colors in stained glass windows could interact with chakra points, influencing mental, emotional, and spiritual states. Windows may have been positioned to fill certain areas with therapeutic colors. Blue for calmness and spirituality, green for healing, creating a purposeful healing atmosphere. And by filling spaces with specific colored light frequencies, stained glass windows might serve as a form of vibrational healing, aligning individuals with higher energy frequencies. And stained glass could modulate both light and sound within the building, harmonizing with the acoustics, organs and bells to create a unified system of light and sound, enhancing the building's resonance. And when we look at this in a little bit more detail, we see here these church window designs, and then we can see here a top-down view of the DNA, or the double helix. And then we also see these cymatic frequencies here. They all seem to mirror one another. And that's not coincidental. It cannot be. It must surely be intentional. I find this building very beautiful. This is the Nasir al-Mulk Mosque in Shiraz, Iran, built in 1888, we're told. But look at this. Look at this, look at these colors, look how vibrant, how saturated these colors are. Imagine just standing here, you know, you're praying to God, you're connecting to God. Look at the architecture, look at the intricacies of these patterns on the wall. This is a psychedelic experience. You don't need any psilocybin or LSD here. This is a psychedelic experience within itself. Look at this. There with your eyes shut, just bathing in that light. Powerful. Some more examples of the different geometries used. This is an example of stained glass window being in a non-religious building. So this is Memorial Hall in Harvard University, built in 1870. It's famous rose stained glass window here. I think that's very interesting. Again, you know, this looks like an inside of a church, of a cathedral. Or does an inside of a church and cathedral look like this? What one, you know, what was the inspiration, and why is this a building within a university? Something to think about. And then this is something else that can be explored, adding and building upon what we've just looked at. This is the work of Tanya Harris, and Tanya is a private investigator, independent researcher, who went and conducted her own study in the Hawksmoor churches. Hawksmoor churches are buildings that were built by Nicholas Hawksmoor, who was a famous 17th, 18th century architect. He is in the same sort of league and time as Sir Christopher Wren. They both worked on St. Paul's Cathedral in London together, supposedly. But these are his buildings, and they're known as Hawksmoor churches. And what Tanya did is that she went in, you can see her here, with some audio recording equipment, and what she did is just recorded the ambient sound of the church itself. So there was no organ playing, there was no one else in the cathedral other than her, or church other than her, and she just recorded the ambient sound of just the atmospheric sound of the cathedral. And then what she did, using some sound engineering programs, she isolated the sound and then amplified it, and then she played the sound back through a speaker and put water on top of the speaker, and these are the patterns that emerged from the ambient sound that she then put into clay here. So this church here, this was the sound of the ambient sound of the church, the same here. So each of these churches have its own unique ambient sound, just due to the architecture, just due to the resonance of the building. And if this is what that ambient sound is doing to the water here, imagine what it's doing to the water in your body as you interact with it, as you walk through the church, as you walk through the temple. The ambient sound, the ambient radiation is affecting you on all different levels. You know, it's affecting you biologically, physiologically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. This is a holistic interaction that's taking place between the building and you. But I thought that was very interesting work. You can explore that more in your own time if you want to. Tanya Harris, Hawksmoor Cymatics.
If you enjoyed this presentation and feel inspired to support both yourself and this channel, then head over to primalalchemy.co.uk. Awaken your potential with the world's only visionary health brand. Discover our collection of tonic herbal elixirs, rare crystals, and holistic health technologies, all chosen and created with intention, so you can focus on the energy you bring into your life. Whether you're grounding yourself, seeking clarity, or elevating your routine, Primal Alchemy supports every step of your journey. Use code REBUS10 for 10% off all superfood elixirs at primalalchemy.co.uk.